My beloved child, there is something you need to hear today, and if this message has found you, it is not by accident. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Someone in your life did something unusual, something that at first seemed confusing, unnecessary, or even unfair. You may have spent days wondering why they acted that way. You may have replayed conversations in your mind, searching for answers that never seemed to come. But today, a hidden truth is being revealed. That person was watching more closely than you realized. They were not simply observing your words. They were observing your character. They were observing your honesty. And what happened next surprised them more than it surprised you. Stay till the end because the final revelation may change the way you see this entire situation. There was a moment when you were presented with a choice. It may have seemed small at the time. It may have looked like an ordinary situation that could easily be ignored. Yet hidden inside that moment was a test. Not a test of intelligence. Not a test of skill. A test of truth. A test of what kind of person you are when nobody appears to be watching. The remarkable thing is that you did not even know the test was taking place. You responded naturally. You acted according to your heart. And because of that, the truth about you became impossible to hide. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who created this test expected a different result. They expected hesitation. They expected confusion. They expected you to choose the easier path. Instead, they witnessed something they were not prepared for. They witnessed consistency. They witnessed integrity. They witnessed honesty in a world where honesty often feels rare. That moment stayed in their mind longer than you could imagine. Long after the conversation ended, long after the situation passed, they continued thinking about what they saw. There are people who judge others based on appearances. There are people who listen to rumors and decide what to believe. But this person wanted proof. They wanted certainty. They wanted to know who you truly were beneath the surface. That is why they created circumstances that seemed random. That is why they stepped back and watched. They wanted to see whether your actions matched your words. They wanted to know whether your values remained strong when there was no reward waiting for you. What happened next shocked them. Every choice you made revealed another piece of your character. Every honest response became evidence. Every sincere action became a message louder than any speech. Without realizing it, you answered questions they never asked out loud. You showed them things about yourself that could never be explained through simple conversation. Stay till the end. Do not skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Because there is another layer to this story that very few people understand. The test was never only about honesty. The test was also about trust. The person needed to know whether they could trust you with something important. Perhaps it was a friendship. Perhaps it was a future opportunity. Perhaps it was a responsibility that could change everything. Whatever it was, they knew they could not move forward until they understood the truth about you. For a while, they remained silent. You may have wondered why they seemed distant. You may have wondered why they suddenly paid attention to small details. You may have wondered why certain situations felt unusual. What you did not realize was that every detail was part of a larger picture forming in their mind. They were connecting pieces together. They were building an understanding of who you really are. And then came the moment they could no longer ignore what they had discovered. The evidence was clear. The pattern was undeniable. The honesty they were searching for was real. Not perfect. Not dramatic. Not performed for attention. Real honesty. The kind that appears naturally. The kind that remains steady even when nobody is applauding. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the revelation is bigger than you think. The test changed more than their opinion of you. It changed their plans. It changed their expectations. It changed the way they looked at your future. Suddenly, possibilities appeared where they had seen limitations before. Suddenly, doors they never intended to open began to unlock. Think about that for a moment. One honest decision. One truthful response. One sincere action. And yet the impact traveled further than you could see. This is why honesty is powerful. Many people believe honesty only matters in major moments. But often the most powerful demonstrations of honesty happen in ordinary situations. They happen when nobody expects them. They happen quietly. Yet their effects continue growing long after the moment has passed. There is a reason this message found you today. There is a reason these words feel familiar. Somewhere inside, you already sensed that something was happening beneath the surface. You already sensed that people were noticing things you could not see. You already sensed that your actions were creating consequences beyond your awareness. And now the pieces are beginning to come together. The person who tested you learned something unexpected. They learned that authenticity cannot be faked forever. They learned that genuine character eventually reveals itself. They learned that honesty leaves clues everywhere. And every clue pointed toward the same conclusion. The conclusion they were trying so hard to verify from the beginning. Stay till the end because something huge is waiting for you. The story is not over. In fact, this is only the beginning. The outcome of that test is still unfolding. Decisions are being made because of what was discovered. Opportunities are being considered because of what was revealed. Conversations are happening because of what was proven. You may not see these developments yet, but they are closer than you realize. Imagine standing in a room full of people. Some know your name. Some know your face. But only a few know your character. Character is what remains when everything else is stripped away. Character is what people remember long after details fade. And character is exactly what was being measured during this hidden test. Not your appearance. Not your achievements. Not your reputation. Your character. What makes this story remarkable is that you never tried to impress anyone. You were simply being yourself. That is why the result carried so much weight. Honest actions performed naturally have a power that cannot be replicated. They reveal truths that words alone cannot communicate. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the final realization may surprise you the most. The person who tested your honesty began the process with uncertainty. They ended the process with clarity. They started with questions. They ended with answers. They started with doubt. They ended with confidence. And now, whether you know it or not, the impact of that confidence is moving toward you. It may arrive through a conversation. It may arrive through an opportunity. It may arrive through a decision made in your favor. However it arrives, it carries the weight of everything that was learned during this hidden test. So remember this. Every moment matters. Every choice matters. Every act of honesty creates a story that people remember. You may never know every test that appears in your life. You may never know every person quietly observing your actions. But what you can know is this: truth has a way of revealing itself. Honesty has a way of speaking for itself. And character has a way of opening doors that nothing else can open. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what began as a secret test has become something much bigger. It has become proof. Proof that who you are when nobody is watching is exactly who you are when it matters most. And for the person who tested you, that proof was the answer they had been searching for all along. Listen carefully, because what you are about to hear takes this story to an entirely different level. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who tested your honesty thought the story was finished after they received their answer. They believed they had learned everything they needed to know. But what happened afterward surprised them even more than the test itself. You see, honesty has a strange power. It does not simply reveal who you are. It reveals who everyone else is as well. The moment your character became clear, the masks around you started to fall. People who were uncertain suddenly became interested. People who had underestimated you started paying attention. People who had been watching quietly began seeing you in a completely different light. There was a moment when this person expected you to choose what was easy. They expected you to take the shortcut. They expected you to say what was convenient instead of what was true. Yet every time they looked closer, they found the same thing. The same consistency. The same sincerity. The same honesty. It became impossible for them to ignore. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. What shocked them most was not a single action. It was the pattern. Anyone can do the right thing once. Anyone can say the right words when the spotlight is on them. But you demonstrated something much rarer. You remained the same person in every situation. Your words matched your actions. Your actions matched your values. And your values remained steady no matter who was watching. That realization changed everything. The person who tested you began asking themselves a new question. If you could be trusted with small things, what else could you be trusted with? If your honesty remained strong when nobody was looking, What would happen when greater opportunities appeared? What would happen when bigger responsibilities arrived? What would happen when important decisions needed to be made? Suddenly, they were no longer looking at your past. They were thinking about your future. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There are moments in life that seem ordinary while they are happening. Yet later, we discover those moments changed everything. This was one of those moments. While you were simply living your life, while you were making choices that felt natural to you, someone was learning lessons about your character that would influence decisions for a very long time. And here is what makes this revelation so powerful. You never knew there was a test. You never changed your behavior. You never tried to impress anyone. The honesty they discovered was completely genuine. That authenticity is what made it unforgettable. The person who tested you remembers details that you have probably forgotten. They remember conversations that seemed small. They remember situations that appeared insignificant. They remember moments when you had every reason to take an easier path but chose the truthful one instead. Those moments became evidence. Those moments became proof. Those moments became the reason their opinion changed. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, there is something happening behind the scenes that you cannot fully see. Your actions have created an impression that continues to grow. The respect that was earned during that test did not disappear. It continued expanding. It continued influencing thoughts, decisions, and expectations. The amazing thing about honesty is that it travels further than we realize. Long after a conversation ends, people remember it. Long after a situation passes, people think about it. Long after a choice is made, its impact remains alive. And that impact is stronger than ever. The person who tested you expected answers. Instead, they discovered certainty. They expected information. Instead, they discovered character. They expected a simple result. Instead, they discovered someone far more remarkable than they anticipated. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the greatest revelation has not arrived yet. The greatest revelation is that your honesty did more than pass a test. It inspired trust. And trust is one of the most powerful forces in the world. Opportunities grow from trust. Relationships grow from trust. Respect grows from trust. The future itself is often shaped by trust. Without realizing it, you planted seeds through your actions. And those seeds are beginning to grow. Perhaps that growth will appear as a new opportunity. Perhaps it will appear as a conversation you never expected. Perhaps it will appear as someone choosing to believe in you when others hesitate. Whatever form it takes, it will be connected to what was revealed during that hidden test. So keep listening carefully. Because this story is moving toward a conclusion that very few people ever experience. A conclusion where honesty is rewarded. A conclusion where character is recognized. A conclusion where the truth you carried all along becomes impossible for anyone to ignore. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. And the person who once questioned your honesty now carries a completely different question in their mind. The question is no longer, can this person be trusted? The question has become, how far can this person go? That question changes everything. A remarkable truth is about to unfold, and if you have stayed this far, you are exactly where you need to be. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The story you have been hearing is far bigger than a simple test. It is about a discovery that continues to grow even now. The person who tested your honesty thought they were evaluating you. What they did not realize was that they were also revealing something about themselves. They were revealing how much they needed someone they could truly trust. For a long time, they carried doubts. Not only about you, but about people in general. They had seen promises broken. They had seen words lose meaning. They had seen situations where appearances looked impressive but reality told a different story. Because of that, they became cautious. They became observant. They became someone who looked beneath the surface before making important decisions. Then you entered the picture. At first, they watched quietly. They paid attention to details that most people overlook. They noticed how you treated people when there was nothing to gain. They noticed how you responded when situations became difficult. They noticed how you handled moments that seemed small but revealed something important about your character. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The more they watched, the more puzzled they became. They kept expecting inconsistency. They kept expecting contradictions. They kept expecting to find a reason to doubt. Instead, they found something completely different. They found evidence that your honesty was not an act. It was not a performance. It was simply part of who you are. That realization stayed with them. Days passed. Weeks passed. Yet they continued thinking about what they had discovered. There was something unusual about it. Something they could not easily explain. Every time they reflected on the test, they reached the same conclusion. Every path led to the same answer. Every observation supported the same truth. The honesty they were searching for was genuine. And that is when everything started changing. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The test may have ended, but the impact had only begun. The person who once observed you from a distance began seeing new possibilities. They began imagining situations where your honesty could make a difference. They began imagining futures where your character could play an important role. That shift was powerful. Because when someone truly trusts another person, their perspective changes completely. Suddenly, they are willing to share ideas they once kept hidden. Suddenly, they are willing to open doors they once kept closed. Suddenly, they are willing to consider opportunities they never considered before. All because one question was answered. Can this person be trusted? And the answer became clear. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There is another detail you need to understand. The person who tested you never expected to admire what they found. They expected information. They expected clarity. But admiration was never part of the plan. Yet that is exactly what happened. Every honest choice added another layer of respect. Every truthful action strengthened their confidence. Every moment of integrity made their doubts weaker. Eventually, the doubts disappeared entirely. Think about how powerful that is. Without trying to prove anything, you proved everything. Without trying to convince anyone, you became convincing. Without trying to gain trust, you earned it naturally. That is why this story matters. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Right now, there are people who are trying to be noticed. They are trying to create impressions. They are trying to attract attention. But what happened in your situation was completely different. You did not chase recognition. Recognition found you. You did not demand respect. Respect grew on its own. The person who tested you learned a lesson they will never forget. Character reveals itself over time. Truth reveals itself through actions. And honesty reveals itself when nobody realizes they are being observed. That lesson changed how they see you. More importantly, it changed how they think about the future. Because now they know something that cannot be unknown. They know who you are when the spotlight is gone. They know who you are when circumstances become uncertain. They know who you are when nobody is keeping score. And that knowledge carries tremendous value. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. There may have been moments when you felt unnoticed. There may have been moments when you wondered whether your choices mattered. There may have been moments when honesty felt invisible. But the truth is that nothing was invisible. Every choice left an impression. Every action created a memory. Every moment contributed to a larger picture. And that picture became impossible to ignore. The person who tested you now carries certainty where doubt once existed. Confidence where uncertainty once lived. Respect where questions once remained. That transformation is extraordinary. And it happened because of something many people underestimate. Consistency. Not one great moment. Not one dramatic decision. Consistency. The decision to remain true to your values again and again and again. That is what made the difference. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. As this story continues, a new chapter is beginning. The chapter is no longer about being tested. The chapter is about being remembered. Because the people who witness genuine honesty rarely forget it. They remember it during important conversations. They remember it when opportunities appear. They remember it when decisions must be made. And they remember it when they need someone they can truly trust. That is where this story is heading. Toward a moment when everything learned about you begins influencing what comes next. Toward a moment when trust turns into action. toward a moment when the hidden results of that test become visible. Do not skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because what started as a simple test of honesty has become something far more significant. It has become a foundation. A foundation of trust. A foundation of respect. A foundation of confidence. And foundations have a remarkable purpose. They support everything that comes after. The person who tested you now understands that. They understand that honesty is not merely a quality. It is a strength. A rare strength. A lasting strength. A strength that continues opening possibilities long after the original test is forgotten. And because of that realization, the story is moving toward a future that neither of you could fully see at the beginning. A future shaped by trust. A future shaped by character. A future shaped by the truth that was revealed when someone decided to test your honesty and discovered far more than they ever expected to find.